For practice, I'm encouraged. Um, I'm seeing some really good things. Obviously, on for practice, it's not consistent enough, but we're seeing progression. We're seeing good things happen, and encouraged so far.
Anything with the quarterbacks? I know you're looking for clarity. I'm not sure how soon you want to make a decision, but has there been any separation there at all early?
Well, I'm not going to comment on that, but all 4 or 5 guys that are in that room are getting better. There is separation happening. I'm not going to comment who, what, when, where, but every day out here, and that's every position group on offense. There's separation happening, and that's all about coming out and doing your job on a consistent basis every day.
The sheer size of the tight ends, you got to like the options you have there with especially with George coming back healthy now.
Yeah, for sure. It's a big group. We've got to use our size better. We've got to um, impose our size on the other side of the line of scrimmage, and that's got to be an advantage for us with the size that we have.
How much of what you guys want to do offensively hinges on who ultimately wins the starting job
At what?
at quarterback?
At
Sorry.
quarterback?
Yes, sir.
Well, there's always an adjustment to the quarterback, right? You always tailor your offense to what his strengths are, what his best skill sets are, what he does best. So, it, you know, um, it'll change, but I think anytime you have a base offense in, that change is probably in the 15 to 20 percentile range if all the quarterbacks are similar. You know what I mean? If one quarterback is drastically different than another, you'll see drastic changes.
Upgraded some receivers after the spring. What have those new additions, Corey Smith, Nitro Tuggle, these guys brought that elevates that room?
Well, Nitro is super talented. Right now, he's still making sure that he's getting all his assignments squared away. Once he does, then his talent can start to show. But he just brings explosion, talent, twitchiness, explosive play potential. He's got a lot of that in him, and he's developing it right now, and he's working hard at it.
Have any other receivers caught your eye at all?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys doing a great job. I would say the guy that that has probably I wasn't sure where he of his talent and those things. And I'm not saying he wasn't talented. I just wasn't sure how where he was at, really, like how good he really was. But the guy has done a phenomenal job in camp, and he's working extremely hard. And every rep he takes is full speed. Is Corey Smith doing a good job?
What has Antonio Harris done to impress you guys? Seems like he's getting a lot of reps with the ones early on in camp.
Antonio is he's there every day. I mean, every day he's the same. He's grinding to get better. He's Mr. Consistent. If he makes a mistake one day, next day he's fixed it. So when you got a guy like that they fix mistakes from day to day, they just continue to improve at a very fast rate, and that's what Antonio's doing. That's why that's why we're putting him in there and leaning on him and trusting him with the one group.
Can you sort of just talk about your connections with Barry? I think he told me that he took an official visit to Oklahoma State. You were his host.
Yeah.
Do you remember that at all? And kind of talk about just how you've touched his career coaching wise and how you became part of the staff.
Yeah, no, that's true. And Coach Odom and I were familiar with each other in high school. Our relationship really started on that official visit, and then of course Coach Odom ended up at Missouri, and then just through the years, from that point in time, we were both in coaching, and so we were both kind of from the same area, both knew each other from college, and we just kind of stayed in touch. So obviously we ended up at Missouri together. Separate ways for a while, and then here we are back together at Purdue. But it's really awesome. I think the thing that's really cool is and I hope he would say the same about me. It's really fun for me to know him early in his career and then see where he's progressed to as a coach and how much he has improved and gotten better. And that's what we do. If we're the coaches are just like players. We're trying to get better at what we do every single day. Better teaching, better calling, better scheme. We're trying perfecting. We're trying to do it every single day. So man, that's been fun for me. He has improved so tremendously as a coach, and man, it's fun to watch.
And you played in the '97 Alamo Bowl.
I did.
You remember who you had to block?
I don't remember who I had to block. I do remember in that game, we had a simple slide call to the left. I was a left guard. The 3 technique pinched inside. And this was my senior year, and I wasn't a great player. I mean, I was a solid player. I was a second team All Big 12 player. You know, back when the Big 12 was still pretty salty with the schools that were in it. And not that it's not now, but it was certainly a very competitive league. I'm sorry. But you know, the three technique pinch and a backer came right through the B gap when we were sliding left, and I followed the three technique in, a backer hit the quarterback, and I was just like, oh my gosh, my last game, that's going to be the memory. You know, then fast forward, I get to Purdue, and one thing, you know, when I got here, how impressive the building and facilities and things are. I walked in, I'm like, man, Purdue football is awesome. It's nice, and every young man's reaction, family's reaction, they get here when recruiting them is the same way. But I walked in the front door and I start looking around, and literally the very first trophy to the right of the front door is Purdue beating Oklahoma State in the Alamo Bowl. So life comes full circle, man. You know.
Anything else?